Chef Mike back at you once again. Continue this recipe. Show you a little more. The chicken that we rinsed and drained, I separated into 2 batches. I went through them because occasionally you're going to find when you buy chicken wings in bulk that some feathers still stay attached. So go through them, pull them off. If there's any extra fat, pull that off, cut it off. Then what I did is I took the wings and I tossed them in a mixture of cornstarch and flour, which I'm finishing up right here, separating them into their batches. The flour, this is my own touch. Neither one of the recipes actually a lot of the recipes, because I looked at a bunch of different ones for my second recipe. None of the recipes mentioned dredging them. But my years cooking, I find that if you're going to toss something in a sauce and you're going to fry it, best to give the sauce something to stick to. So I like to coat it with a little coating of flour and cornstarch. I'm not making fried chicken, so I didn't use eggs or buttermilk or any of that. The purpose of this frying is not really to cook. It's basically just to kill any nasty buggies that might be on the chicken. To finish up the sauce, we need 2 teaspoons of water. Let me turn that down a little bit. And 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Doesn't really have to be exact. I like to keep my little whisk for things like this. It also says an egg yolk. I'm assuming the egg yolk is because of emulsification properties. That's an easy way to get egg yolk out. You can do it the shell method. Either way, mix that up to a paste. And when we get a fine paste, we take the cooled sauce that's been cooling for 10 minutes and we add that to it. Like I said, I'm guessing the egg yolk is in there for the emulsification properties. That's what I would guess, because we're making a sauce that's going to stick to the wings, and then the wings are going to be finished in the oven. So we're going to give this a quick stir. The reason why you want the sauce to be cool is because it does have egg yolk in it. If the sauce isn't cool, you're going to have Louisiana scrambled eggs. And that's not good. So we're going to give that a quick stir. Let it combine. Go over here, rinse our hands off. Grab the chicken. Alright, now oil. You can use older oil. Once you fry meat in oil, you pretty much want to change your oil. Oil can be saved and reused as long as you're frying things like root vegetables, like potatoes or anything like that. So you're going to want to put these in here and fry these for 10 to 14 minutes. Now, like I said before, the purpose of the frying isn't to cook, because we're going to toss these with the sauce. We're going to finish them in the oven. The purpose of this is, like I said, to kill any germs or bacteria that might be living in the chicken, and to give the outside of the chicken a crust for the sauce to hold in onto. Then, like I said, we're going to turn around and bake these in the oven for an hour after we toss them with the sauce, and that's going to finish them off. Then we're going to do the potato wedges, and we're going to show you what it looks like all together. We will be back after this.
No.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chef Mike back for the next part of this. When you're done frying the wings for 10 to 14 minutes, put them on coffee filters. Even a brown paper bag works really good to drain the oil. Now, this is the last batch over here, and over here, before this, these whole series of videos is for my fellow cooks, my fellow chefs, people that don't know how to cook, that want to learn how to cook during this time, for everyone. But this part specifically is for my fellow fat people, my fellow foodies, my fellow people that love to eat, or if you just like chicken wings. This right here is going to be the sexiest moment on film camera history. You're going to take the sauce, you're going to pour it over the wings. The wings should be warm, not hot, because when they're hot, they're expelling steam. So they're not really going to soak the sauce in at that point. But you don't want them cold, because then they're going to seize up. The meat's going to be too tough to absorb any of the sauce. So warm. Let them sit for a couple minutes, and you'll have this as a result. Then, you're going to take the tongs, toss these around. Oh yeah, look at that. That's beautiful right there. You take your freshly cleaned sheet pan, because you're going to finish these off in the oven at 400 degrees for an hour.
That's Fahrenheit.
So you get these nice and coated. Oh yeah. I wish you guys could smell this right now. The house smells amazing. When these are cooking, you're gonna want to check on them. Flip them maybe once every half hour or so, just to make sure they don't really stick too much. And we'll be back after this.
Yep.
Alright, Chef Mike back again. We have the one batch of wings laid out. Take the extra sauce that you have in the bowl that you use to toss them and just cover any wings that might seem a little bare. We're going to toss them in the oven in a second. We're going to move over to the other sauce. This is more of an Asian kick sauce. So far I have sriracha. A lot of the recipes I have seen called for sambo olek. Sambo olek is a red chili paste with heavy on the garlic. Sriracha is red chili paste. So if you add garlic, which I just added some minced garlic to it, and that's pretty much sambo olek. Now we're not putting so much cumin in this. We're leaning more on red pepper flakes because this is more of an Asian inspired type twist. We're using local raw honey. If you can, always buy local. We have about a half a cup of sriracha, some water, I'd say about a quarter cup garlic. I'm pretty much just doing this one winging it. I'm letting my spirit of my ancestors talk to me on this one. But sweet and spicy is generally a really good combination. So there's no real measurements to this one. I'm just going with what feels right. I want to balance it about 50-50 sweet and spicy. So we're going to add a lot of honey. I also added a touch of white sugar just to kick up the sweetness a little bit. This is going to be more of a glaze, so it's going to be a little thinner. We're going to take, it looks like a little bit more honey. Never be too sweet. Alright, so we're going to take that, make sure it's nice and combined. You're going to get, it's going to be more of a clear glaze than a opaque sauce like the other one was. Now we're going to kick the heat down. We're going to let it simmer a little bit. And we'll be back after this, finish off these wings, start the potato wedges. Hopefully we're keeping you entertained and informed during this quarantine pandemic situation. Hello everyone, it's Chef Mikey Schooler back in action. Alright, we have the second batch of chicken wings done. They have that nice brown, crispy coating, which is going to help hold the glaze really well. This is the glaze that's finished. I added a tiny bit of cornstarch slurry, which is cornstarch and cold water. Helps thicken stuff up. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to pour the sauce over the warm wings. This one's going to be a lot more sauce. These wings are going to get a nice little soak, and then they're going to go in the oven. So we are going to do that. Alright, we're going to take our tongs. I left the cayenne sauce, the Louisiana hot sauce in there, because it's not really going to make that big of a difference. The red pepper flakes and the honey are going to overpower it. Plus, waste not, want not. After this, after I'm done, we're going to pop these in the oven for 400 degrees for an hour. When we come back, I'm going to have the potatoes peeled and cut up, ready to go. After they're cut up and peeled, you want to rinse them so the starch comes off. And then we're going to come back, we're going to fry them, and I'm going to show you how to season those up. And we're going to finish up our pandemic quarantine meal. Go. Chef Mike here, just got done peeling, rinsing, and now slicing the last potato into wedges. I showed you onions yesterday with potatoes. It's a little different. Put both fingers on the side of the potato, cut down with your knife, and pull back. Wedges, flip them, same thing. Make them vaguely wedge shaped. That's really all you're looking for. So now, toss those in here. Gonna go over here to the sink. Start rinsing these. While those are rinsing, we're gonna do our seasonings. We got the oil heating up. The first one we're gonna do is garlic Parmesan Italian. So we're going to use garlic salt. I usually use garlic powder, but we grabbed garlic salt on accident. That's not a big deal though. A little bit of onion powder. Some Italian. And let me get some Parmesan cheese. There we go. Parmesan. Shake this up. Drop some Parmesan in there. Give it a quick stir. Make sure all the big Parmesan lumps are crushed up. Make sure everything is well mixed. Because when the fries are hot, they come out of the oil. We're going to toss them in this, and then we're going to put them in the oven to finish them off. Second batch, which is going to be the seasoned fries. A little bit of Lowry's seasoning salt. Again, since we're using salt to season these, we're not going to use as much. We're not going to use any salt. So I'm going to throw a dash of cumin in there for a little kick. Throw this one. We're going to go a lot heavier on the onion powder, and then we are going to take some of the remaining ground garlic powder, put that in. You know what, for this I'm going to do a little Southwest kick too, throw a little cumin in there. You already put cumin in there. And then the fries are done rinsing. Try them out. Throw them in the strainer. Because if you ask anyone that works in a restaurant what happens when water hits hot oil, the answer is not good. So we're going to take some of these, drop them in. Always drop away from you. Because that way, if it splashes up, you're less likely to get hit. I'm going to throw this batch in here. Don't throw them in too quick, because if you do, the moisture in the potatoes will cause the oil to bubble up and overflow. And if the oil overflows, you can have oil fire on your hands. If that happens, do not panic. Turn off your burner, whether it's electric or gas. Grab flour. Grab anything that'll smother the fire. Salt works. Cover it up. Even taking a rag a damp rag and covering the fire. We'll smother it. We'll not give it oxygen and it'll go out. Just wait a minute, you'll be fine. We're going to go for now, and then we're going to come back. We're going to finish up these potato wedges. We're going to show you what everything looks like, and we're going to show you the finished plate. And come back for the last part.